Well, it's very true that not all flops in business are failures. Certainly there's many things that you can experiment with and learn from. Even if that individual effort wasn't successful, you can grow from it. An example I like is Dick Fosbury was a sophomore in high school, and he was frankly a mediocre track athlete. He was not a star, he was not a winner. And he was messing around one day and he started jumping over the high bar backwards. Never been done before. His coach ran over, was very concerned, are you going to get hurt? And Dick said, you know, this just feels right for me. I just think this approach makes sense. And so Dick ended up taking that all through his intercollegiate career. He was challenged. They tried to throw him out. They said it was unsafe, it was too unconventional, and he didn't listen to them. He made it all the way to the Olympics in Mexico City, and he set the Olympic record by jumping backwards. In 1968, he was the only athlete that competed with what was later called the Fosbury flop, which was named after him. By 1980, there was only 3 athletes that were using the old approach, which is called the straddling approach. And by 1984, there was no one using the old approach. So it was a case of when it first came onto the market, of the entrenched status quo people wanted to get rid of it. When it was an undisputably better way to do it, people adopted it relatively quickly. And if you think about someone who's trained their whole life to be an athlete at that level, it's very hard to change your technique in midstream. So it's a remarkable rate of change in that sport from the old way to the new way. I think there's a lot of corollaries to business as well. You know, there's sort of 2 types of business people. You have the classic inventor, and I would say in this case, Dick Fosbury was an inventor in the sense that he came up with a new solution for an existing problem. But you have more commonly innovators. Some entrepreneurs say, you know, I don't think I'm really an entrepreneur because I've never invented anything. Well, that's hogwash. If you're an innovator, if you've taken things and incrementally built upon them and found maybe an old solution and applied it in a new way, or even applied a new solution to an old problem, that's more of an innovation. Maybe you didn't invent the actual solution, but you certainly were an innovator that brought value into the market by solving a problem that previously wasn't solved in the way that you solved it. So entrepreneurs have to go against the grain. They have to challenge the status quo and not be afraid of flopping, because you never know, that Fosbury flop might end up changing the rules of the game for everyone.